Welcome back. So in this lecture, we are going to be talking about placements, and placements meaning where do you want your ads to be showing up? Now remember, Meta owns Facebook and Meta owns Instagram, and there's a lot of different places where they can show up. They can show up as an Instagram story, in the messages section, on the news feed, on the sidebar on Facebook. There's so many different places where your ads can be shown. If we scroll all the way to the bottom, we have the section here called placements. And there are two different options in here. The first one is Advantage Plus placements. And it says use Advantage Plus to maximize your budgets and help show your ads to more people. Facebook's delivery system will allocate your ad sets budget across multiple placements based on where they're likely to perform best. Back in the days, not long ago, we always used to use manual placement. We'd go to manual placements and then we'd select devices. We'd do some ad sets on only mobile, some ad sets on only desktop. Then we'd choose a couple for only Facebook, a couple for only Instagram, some on only Messenger. We'd limit these. We'd sometimes test this one at a time. As you can imagine, creating different ads and targeting was a full-time job. This took hours and hours and hours, and we'd test everything, and we'd make ad sets so detailed. So there'd be like 30, 40 ad sets with different targeting just here alone to see which one performs the best. Today, there is a much easier option. All you need to do is this. Done. With this option, what we're doing is, once again, we're giving the reins to the Facebook algorithm. We're telling it that show the ads where it's most likely to perform best. Again, with your trillions of data points, you know best. I don't know best. I might have an agency. I might have a lot of data. I might know my audience inside out. You're still not going to know better than Facebook's algorithm, especially when it starts going. So using these recommended placements and allowing Facebook to target where it works, that is always going to be your best option. Not only is it going to save you so much time, but it's going to bring your results way up and lower your costs way down. Now, just to show you here in manual placements, there's a lot of different places where it's going to end up. There's also a place called Audience Network, meaning it can show up on other sites if it makes sense to do so. But we have the feeds, we have the stories and reels, in-stream overlay posts, we have the search, we have the in-article, we have the apps, we have a ton of different places where they can show up. And we're talking about, for example, the search. Now, the search doesn't just have to be on Facebook. We're talking about the search on Instagram. We're talking about a potential search in Messenger, Audience Network, etc. These really expand out. We're going to target all devices, literally. We are going to be using the algorithm that Facebook has, that they've spent so much money into developing, and use that to our advantage. Now, there is something called show more options down here, where you have some things like, for example, brand safety. The inventory filter is basically if you are very afraid of your ads showing up to some video that's very vulgar. So if you're Coca-Cola, for example, you don't want to be associated to, I don't know, maybe a promotional video of Jackass, where they're blowing up rockets and burning down trees and eating the ashes. Something crazy where you don't want to connect your brand with. Now, this is much more sensitive for big brands. If you're not a huge brand, honestly, just leave this as it is and allow Facebook's algorithm to expand where they see it fit. Now, with the standard inventory, you're just going to target everything that's normally it works. It can have some swear words, it doesn't matter. But if there's something added in that's very highly sexual in content, for example, or something that's about to be banned, they might recognize that early and then prevent your ads from showing. So I recommend just leaving this as it is. We don't have a block list. We don't need to block anything. And we don't need to exclude anything. We want to show it basically on as many places as possible. But I recommend not using the full inventory because, again, there's a reason that the standard inventory is recommended. And that's going to be by far the vast majority, and that's going to bring you the best results. So once you've done all of this, I'm just going to collapse this one, and that's it. You've set up your ad set for the winners. Now, in the next lecture, it's time to set up another ad set where we're going to do our tests, and then we're going to start designing our actual ad. And this is where we're going to spend a lot of time and effort and learn about how do we add them in, how do we customize them, how is the automation going to work, and then what are the different strategies that you can start applying. So very exciting. See you in the next lecture.